Bienvenidos! Welcome to the Learn Spanish con Salsa podcast, the show for Spanish learners that love music, travel, and culture. Close your grammar textbooks, shut down the language apps, and open your ears to how Spanish is spoken in the real world. Let us show you how to go from beginner to bilingual. Here is your host, certified language coach, Tamara Marie.
Hola, bienvenidos al episodio 107. Welcome to episode 107 of the Learn Spanish con Salsa podcast. In this episode, I will be breaking down the lyrics to another classic salsa song by Hector Lavoe, and the name of the song is El Día de mi Suerte, or My Lucky Day. Now, you may remember a few weeks ago, if you've been following the podcast, we had our goal-setting challenge, and part of the activities in the goal-setting challenge included some vocabulary and grammar and listening comprehension exercises using this song. So this may not be the first time you've heard the song, but I hope that when I go through the breakdown of the song today and the meanings of the lyrics, that some of this will be familiar to you if you participated in that challenge. Also, I will be talking a little bit about grammar. This song uses a lot of future tense as well as the past tense. There's also a little bit of a tricky construction that's used in the song that can often be misunderstood or mistranslated. So I'll give you some insight into that because it is actually fairly common and you may come across it and not really understand the meaning of a sentence if you come across this construction. So I'll break that down a little bit and give you a couple of other examples of how you may hear it used in regular conversation, and also a way that you might consider using it in your own Spanish vocabulary, because it does tend to make things a little bit easier if you know this shortcut. Before we get started with this week's topic, I want to acknowledge another one of our listeners for leaving us a review in Apple Podcasts. And I also love this username. It's from Vanilla Banana Delight. So it makes me think of helado, thinking of ice cream already. But Vanilla Banana Delight left us a 5-star review, and it says, "This needs 7 stars. There is so much information. Congratulations on reaching the 100th episode." And then there's several heart emojis. So thank you for the review, Vanilla Banana Delight. And if you want to leave a review, don't forget to click on the link in the description of this episode or check out our show notes page, and you'll be able to click on that link to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and you just might get a shout out on the show. So let's get started with the song. I'm going to break down the chorus first because that is, of course, the most repeated part of the song, and it actually kicks off with the chorus. So it says, "Pronto llegará el día de mi suerte. Sé que antes de mi muerte, seguro que mi suerte cambiará." So let's take a look at that line by line. So you'll notice, like I said, there is a lot of use of the future tense in this song. And if you're listening closely, you can hear that just by listening to where the stress is in the verb. So, for example, it starts out, pronto llegará. So that llegar is followed by the a sound at the end, and that's where the emphasis is. So that's a dead giveaway. Anytime you hear that, you sort of hear the infinitive followed by a stressed vowel sound, that you know you're dealing with the future tense. Okay, so pronto llegará means something like soon it will come, or it will arrive soon. And he's talking about what that is in the next line. But this is the verb llegar, which is to arrive. So llegará means, it will arrive. El día de mi suerte. So that's what he's referring to. So soon my lucky day will come. So of course, el día is the day, and it's literally the day of my luck. So el día de mi suerte, my luck. But in English, we'd probably translate it as my lucky day. And also remember that it's el día and not la día. This is one of those sustantivos or nouns that is actually an exception to that rule that you may have been told about masculine and feminine words in Spanish that, tend to end with an A if it's a feminine word. But in this case, día is a famous exception to that. It's el día. Sé que antes de mi muerte. So this sé que, this is actually from the verb saber, which is to know. So sé is the yo or first person form. So sé que is I know that. Antes de. So this antes is before. And a lot of times with these prepositions in Spanish, there are other, auxiliary words that come with them. So this antes de, you can kind of think of that as a full phrase that just means before. So it's saying before something else. So when you see antes de, you're expecting something else to follow that. So you can say, okay, before what? So antes de qué. So you'll often see that used together. Antes de mi muerte. So this is my death. So I know that before I die is probably a better way that we would translate that full phrase in English, but literally it would be, I know that before my death. Seguro que mi suerte cambiará. Seguro que, so this is, I'm sure that, or surely is another way you can translate it. So seguro is just a way of saying I'm sure, I'm confident that this is the case. Seguro que mi suerte, my luck, cambiará. So this cambiará is from the verb cambiar. And again, this is the future tense. So this cambiará is will change. And he's referring to mi suerte or my luck. So essentially this whole chorus is saying, soon my lucky day will come. I know that before I die, surely my luck will change. So that's really the sentiment of the whole song. And I'm going to be breaking down the first verse next, and you'll kind of get an idea of why he's saying that his luck needs to change based on the content of the song. All right. It's a little bit of a sad song, but it is also a hopeful song because he is saying that he knows that his luck will change. So he has some faith here that things will get better for him. Okay. So he starts out talking about his childhood. So he says, Cuando niño, mi mamá se murió. Solito con el viejo me dejó. Me dijo, solo nunca quedarás, porque él no esperaba una enfermedad. A los 10 años papá se murió, se fue con mi mamá para el más allá. Y la gente decían al verme llorar, no llores nene, que tu suerte cambiará. ¿Y cuándo será? All right, so